So tactics that I use for staying calm. I think the first and the one that really speaks to where I've been today is just choosing it. Is just recognizing and whatever metaphor it is, but like I've been really caught up in my Twitter feed or in LinkedIn or in checking the New York Times homepage like 15,000 times a day. And none of that is what I'm choosing to focus on, then I make bigger. Or rather I am. I'm choosing to focus on the anger and the fear in my Twitter feed. And so then I feel more anxious and more afraid. And instead to say, how do I want my surgeon to show up when I'm going into surgery? How do I want my EMT to show up when I'm in a medical crisis? How do I want the commander of a battle to show up when I'm an infantryman, right? Like, sorry for all the violent metaphors, but it's kind of what it feels like. I want those people to be calm and loving and realistic. And then when they are, I can be too. Not because they say, Willow, you need to be calm and collected and realistic, right? But because they are, and then they model that in others. So I think the biggest change for me today, and it's not just today, but going forward, is how I show up in the world is the impact that I see in the world. And so everyone is reacting really big right now. So I want to be realistic. I just forwarded both of you content about the epidemic, the pandemic. But I want to do so gently, right? One of the strengths that Xandr Media brings to the table, one of the strengths, Willow, that you bring to the table with Responsive Conference is creating a place where people belong. And we do that by wanting to create a place where people belong. I want to create a world where people are being very thoughtful and washing their hands and not going out because I don't want my parents to get the coronavirus. But I can do that not by pulling my hair out and moving all about and doing the hokey pokey, but screaming, but like by just being easier inside. And I think the first and foremost and probably last way to do that is by deciding to be easier inside and deciding that if I'm going to check my Twitter feed, I'm going to collect myself before I do, and I'm going to collect myself after, and I'm going to come out calmer than I was before because I'm doing that for information, not because I'm doing that to perseverate and to stim and to hide and to feel even more afraid and frustrated than I was at the beginning. Because once I make that decision to be calm and collected, everything else falls into place. But without that decision, there's no difference. And then for me, I have lots of tactics, right? Like, just go through them, right? Like, have I eaten enough today? Have I exercised enough today? Have I had sex recently? Have I gotten enough sleep? Have I been in my sauna? Have I spent time with my dog? Have I gone for hikes? Have I been meditating? Have I spent time with people I love? Are people I love safe and sound? Right? Like, not rocket science. So like, yes, I have lots of like hacks or patterns or right, like how am I doing on my caffeine intake? Have I had too much caffeine? Oh, did I, not have some warm tea at the beginning of my day? But like everything stems from how am I deciding to show up?